Good afternoon. This is Ken McBee coming to you from Phoenix, Colorado. Did I say Colorado? Arizona. See?
Oh no.
Oh man, we're starting off crazy already. So it's probably because I'm so excited about this. Is one of my favorite subjects. Swift Charities is a great thing. We're just happy to be here with you. We wanted to introduce some of the faces of Swift Charities. We have our director of Swift Charities and some of the board members. So with that, let's just jump right into it. And Jim Stone, he is our director of Swift Charities. Please start us off by telling us about Swift Charities.
Okay, thanks, Ken, for the opportunity to join you today. Swift Charities is the charitable arm of Swift Transportation. And it's very simple. We ask our employees to chip in $1 or $2 a week, and the company matches that dollar for dollar. And with that money, we have three components. We're actually going to talk about our fourth component today, but the three that we focused on in the last 17 years are employee assistance, community grants, and also we have a scholarship program to help our kids go to school after they graduate from high school. So we have today we have some of the people that help that or facilitate that process. I'm pretty excited to share this with everyone. Most people, I think, understand what Swift Charities does. Some don't. Some don't understand how they can benefit from Swift Charities or how they can participate by way of payroll contributions. So this is a great opportunity for us.
This is a great charity, and I can tell you that just without a doubt, as a terminal leader, when I was a terminal leader previously in Denver, that's why I said Colorado. This impacted our terminal every year. There was, I would say, anywhere from 25 to 75 families or people that were touched by something or some part of these charitable, these elements or components, right? So let's jump into them so you really understand what this is about. The first one is employee assistance. So how about Renee? Can you tell us a little about with the employee assistance, what kind of situation would an employee make an employee eligible to need the employee assistance?
Yeah, so there's three hardships that one has to be under. That's medical emergency hardship, natural disaster, and death in the family. So with employee assistance, medical hardship, if you or someone who is in your immediate family is injured, emergency surgery, you're out of work for some kind of medical reason, and you're needing some assistance while you're off because you're not getting paid, that's something that you can come to us and request some of the, assistance. The natural disaster, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, some of those big natural disaster kind of stuff, come to us, request some assistance. And then death in the family. So someone who in your immediate family who has unfortunately passed away, or our employees themselves who have passed away, they can come to us and ask for some assistance with those funeral expenses that come with that.
Okay. So, well, thank goodness since I moved to Arizona, I don't have to worry about the tornadoes. At least I haven't seen one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we don't get many natural disaster requests from Arizona.
I don't know. Could we get one for like a hail or a sandstorm, right? Yes. All right.
Monsoons.
There you go.
Monsoon. Or a haboob, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
like in regards to the funeral assistance, how does that work? If somebody has passed away, who would we get involved with?
So that would be anybody who is in your immediate family. I know immediate is different to everyone. For our organization, that is anyone who is your spouse or legal partner, and then your dependent children, or anyone you may be financially responsible for. We know sometimes that may not be just a parent or a child. It might be a mother, a father. So anyone who you are financially responsible for, or someone who is within your household would be eligible for that.
definitely have seen where these unfortunate incidences has happened, and Swift Charities came in to really make a bad situation better, right?
Yeah,
So,
we help as much as we can. Yeah, definitely.
excellent. Now, if I'm an employee, how would I apply?
So the first place you want to go to is swiftcharities.org. That'll be the first place you want to go to. It gives you a ton of just general information for all three, for employee assistance, community grants, and for scholarships. And then you'll see, each tab, it says each one of those. Under employee assistance, you'll find our request form where you can click on it, submit it on, computer, laptop, smartphone, tablet. It works well with everything, and you can submit that online, and that's where it'll start is swiftcharities.org.
And if by chance maybe I'm just going through a lot and it's really difficult to get to that point, or I don't have access to a computer, we do have ambassadors, I believe, at each terminal, right? That can help us.
Yeah, definitely. So we have a lot of, leaders and people who have, submitted before with Swift Charities. Someone can do it on your behalf. If, for whatever reason you can't get to a computer, or you just don't want to do it or can't do it at that time, they can definitely, do it for you. There's lots of different ways, just reaching out to an ambassador. You can call us. Our contact information is on the website.
So just talk to somebody, really, is what it comes to in leadership, or go to the website. So once I've done all this, sometimes it feels like, hey, I've done this and it's really hard to get through. How does approval work? Does it happen pretty fast, or what's that look like?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on the person who submits the request. So I can't take a request into the committee until I have all of the required documentation. So as soon as we get a request, you will receive a follow-up email and a call just letting you know, hey, we received your request. Thank you. Now here is the documents that are needed in order to take your request to the committee. We do meet once a week. We meet every Wednesday, for the most part, every Wednesday. And that's when we meet. So as long as I have all of the required documents for that particular hardship, then, I take it to the committee and they review it.
And I could talk to those ambassadors about what documents I need, right?
Yes, definitely. They should know, or, the follow-up email will have a list of all the documents that are required. Sometimes, depending on the request or hardship itself, documents can vary. But that email will definitely let you know what is specifically needed for that particular hardship.
So my experience is I've seen it as fast as a week, as long as you supply all the right information, right?
Yep, definitely. And we meet every week. So for whatever reason, if you can't get the documents in on time for, let's say, this Wednesday, then it'll just be pushed to the next Wednesday, and then so on and so forth.
Perfect.
And
well, that's
something to note on that, everything is confidential. So the Employee Assistance Committee, we are all Swift employees. There's only a few of us. Everything that's brought in on these committee meetings are completely confidential. So information is not shared. We don't go in and just tell everybody. We respect the situation that you guys are going through, and we definitely want to make sure that you guys are taken care of.
Yes, 100%. I know some people are a little iffy about sending medical, information, because some people send a full medical history. Some people send information where it has, account numbers or social security numbers, and we totally respect that. That's private information. So we have even gone as far as taking some HIPAA training to make sure, we are keeping that information under lock and key. It does not get shared with anybody else outside of this, this board, who have all also signed waivers and things like that, just saying, they will not share any information. They won't share anything that is discussed in this meetings with anybody else outside of the board.
Well, and the one thing else I would throw in there is I know these are usually some hard times people are going through. So therefore, I know pride and people, a lot of times I've seen it as a terminal leader, they didn't want to ask for the help, but somebody can even volunteer or suggest that we talk to them. It's really being a part of this family. That is part of it, right? You go through your ups and downs and the good and the bad. So don't ever take it as it's something like a handout. I would say it's always, in my mind, been a hand up. So, let's move on to
community. Can I add something to that, Ken?
Go ahead.
There are times when I think either people don't know about the employee assistance program, or they just don't want to ask. They're embarrassed to ask for help. Sometimes quite often we'll have individuals in the company that will request, like Renee mentioned, will request on behalf of someone else. And that is completely acceptable. So if you know somebody who may need some employee assistance, if they have a medical emergency, natural disaster, death in the family, you can refer them to Swift Charities, or you can actually call Swift Charities, call myself, call Renee, and say, I'm aware of this individual and I would like to submit a grant on his behalf or her behalf. And that's completely acceptable. And we appreciate that when people will intervene, because we do want to be able to help as many people as we can. And I think so many times people are embarrassed to ask, or they don't know if they qualify or not. And so they don't get the help that they need, that they deserve. And so we want to make that available to everyone. So please help us with that. If you know someone that would qualify for an employee assistance grant, please help us with that.
Perfect. Appreciate it, Jim. So let's move on to the next component, which would be community grants. And Audrey, do you want to kind of fill us in on how this works?
Yeah, so community grants is near and dear to my heart. I am the chair for Phoenix Events and volunteers organizations. Community grants are a way for us to give back to the community that our Swift employees are at. So any 501c organization that an employee is involved with is eligible. The employee has to submit a form requesting up to $2,500 for their organization. That this is then provided directly to that community organization. My organizations that I volunteer with have also been recipients of these community grants. Pretty easy form to fill out. Again, you're going to go to swiftcharities.org, fill out the information. It is required to be a 501c, so there are some tax documents that you need to submit with your request. A couple of things that we've done in the Phoenix terminal that kind of coincide with the community grants are, we do a backpack drive every year. So this last year in 2020, even with COVID, we did over 200 backpacks. This year we hope to do more. Each terminal kind of has their own committee included with that. So they'll have a terminal ambassador. The terminal leader should be involved as well, to kind of throw either events that they want to do or give back to their community.
Excellent. So, well, I mean, I had a bunch of questions, but you almost answered it. Like, you have an elevator speech there.
Hey,
wow. You've done this before, so great. Hey, the one thing I'd throw out there for everybody too is I do see a bunch of comments coming in. We will take a few comments at the end or questions. So don't think we're ignoring those. We definitely will come back to those here in just a minute.
So there is a question that kind of fits with mine. So how can we volunteer to help with the charity? So we do have our board, but we also have committees within our board for Phoenix-based employees. However, each terminal has a terminal ambassador, terminal leader, somebody who's there to be kind of that arm of Swift Charities throughout the terminal. So I would recommend getting with that terminal ambassador and saying, hey, this is something that I want to do, or hey, where do you need help? As we do events, we always kind of send out an email and say, hey, do we have any volunteers? As we're really building upon our fourth component with Children Miracle Network Hospitals, we're talking about different types of volunteerism. So there's always a way to volunteer. It's just, hey, connect to the person that's at your terminal. You can always feel free to shoot Jim Stone or myself an email. We're always willing to help. I love giving back to the communities. I volunteer outside of Swift, and then I volunteer a lot of time with Swift Charities because I just believe in the purpose and the passion of it.
Definitely keep an eye out on like transmission. Sometimes there's email blasts. Anytime any organization we've worked with in the past will send us emails saying, hey, there's a volunteer opportunity coming up. Is anyone in your organization interested? And so we'll reach out to our communications team and say, hey, can you post this somewhere? That way, whoever, wants to reach out and help and go out and volunteer for an organization, they can do that. So definitely keep an eye out for those two, because we definitely try to send that to our communications team to reach out to the wider community.
Yes, and we've had some changes in our world lately, right? So there's no better time than the time to build that culture here at Swift of family, spending time with each other, but also volunteering. So we do encourage everyone to get involved, no matter what city or terminal you're in. All right. Well, with that, let's move on to one of our other elements or components in this, and that would be Whitney. Let's talk about Children's Miracle Network.
Yeah, let's do it, Ken. All
right. So tell us a little bit about who we're partnered with Children's Miracle Network. What are they all about? I mean, I think
absolutely.
A lot of us know, but just in case somebody doesn't.
Yeah. So a new part of Swift Charities, we are having, we have Children's Miracle Network as our national flagship partner. And a lot of you may recognize their logo. It's the big hot air balloon logo that you've seen, since the 80s. You have Marie Osmond, oh gosh, I can't remember the other gentleman's name, but hosting like big telethons and things, raising money for kids, for children's hospitals. So, this being our national charity effort over here at Swift, there are a lot of many worthwhile causes out there that we wanted to find out, which one which one did we want to rally around, combined with all of our Swift employees. We we talked about the community grants. This is another aspect of community grants, but this is our focus on our national efforts with one in particular that we feel really strongly about. We feel like this is a very worthy cause that we can move the needle with and make a big difference with our focus on here. And partnering with Children's Miracle Network and making this flagship charity partner gives us an opportunity to truly bring compassion and solutions and even save the lives of small children, who've been diagnosed with a difficult illness, and, help out those families who've been dealt with a very difficult hand, through helping sick kids. So, Ken, where do we find sick kids?
Every major city, every town, anywhere in the world, right? Yep,
exactly. So we find them across the country at children's hospitals. So, what Children's Miracle Network is, it's a network of hospitals. So it's not just supporting Children's Miracle Network as an organization. What we do here at Swift, your contributions go to your local children's hospital. They go to your local kids in need. And, this was started, like I said, in the early 1980s. And this network helps provide 32 million treatments at over 170 member hospitals that they help support and raise funds for across the US and Canada. And donations are needed at these children's hospitals to help fund treatments and healthcare services, such as pediatric medical equipment, special programs, and then also, telehealth now. A lot of things are going virtual. So, a lot of funding is needing to do that. And, I think with our business here, at Swift, we're a decentralized business. We have terminals across the nation. And so CMN aligns very well with us because they're a national cause with a local impact, where we can get our terminals on a local level, helping out their children's hospitals, and all funds raised stay local to those children's hospitals. It goes directly to where the funds are needed. That's what's so amazing about Children's Miracle Network is I know when I donate to Swift Charities, you know, a portion will go to my local children's hospital. It's not going to pay the overhead of CMN. It's going straight to the source. So,
so we're doing good right at the source, right?
Yep.
We're doing good right at the source, right? And you know, we can get involved because there's a hospital in every major city, right? A children's hospital usually.
Yep.
You know, that was one of the questions I know that's been asked by a lot of folks is, how do I get involved in my community in those areas? And what would you say to that?
Yeah, so the way you can get involved right now is, of course, you know, making that commitment to make a contribution to Swift Charities, to not only help out those amazing things that Swift Charities already does, which is employee assistance, scholarships, other community grants, but and now helping out children's hospitals in your local area. I would just say, you know, get involved by, you know, making that contribution if you're able to. And another main purpose of, you know, why we felt like CMN aligned with us so well is the volunteer opportunities. So, you know, there's a lot of volunteer opportunities that we can help at a local level. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, we haven't been able to do too much. Yeah, there's lots of restrictions at the hospital level, as a lot of you may be aware. But, you know, I think
sense, right? With everything going on in America, they have to make sure that everybody's safe and we're able to do it the right way, right? So it will come back in the near future where we can really get involved in our communities, I would hope.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, hopefully we're on the tail end here of this pandemic, and as things start opening up, more volunteer opportunities are going to happen. It may not be right in the hospital right away, but it may be helping support a local event, you know, like a 5K or, you know, some type of donation drive. Those will start picking back up. So there's going to be a lot of really great volunteer opportunities, and we wanted to give an opportunity, you know, for people to give, you know, money wise, but also give an opportunity to volunteer your time. It's very important to us here, and you know,
money's very valuable. Time is great, right? The more time you get to spend.
It absolutely is.
That's a big reward.
Yeah.
Well, good. Yep. Well, hey, let's talk. And I know we're going a little long here, but let's talk about our fourth component, and that would be Swift scholarships. So, Jim, you want to jump in there and tell us about that?
Sure. I hope everyone's seen this flyer. I should put the post it somewhere. I don't know how to do that, Jeff. You'll have to help me with that. But we are promoting this scholarship as hard as we can, and we hope that everyone that has a high school senior or a child that's attending college that's under the age of 21 will take advantage of this opportunity and apply for the Swift scholarship. It's a 4-year award, and it's $2,500 per year. So if your son or daughter takes advantage of this and uses it for 4 years, that could be a $10,000 award. And so we want as many people that have worked at Swift for 2 consecutive years or more will take advantage of this award if they have a student or a son or daughter that's attending school.
So this is a big deal with school, right? Even this will get you through a lot of the community college kind of costs, especially if it's just a community. Of course, if you're going to a university, that's a whole nother dynamic on cost, but hey, every little bit helps. So if you've been here 2 years, did you say, Jim?
Yes.
And you're a Swift employee, this isn't for anybody that's outside of Swift. It has to be a Swift employee, and who's eligible is your immediate children, right?
A son or a daughter, a dependent, and they have to be 21 years or younger at the time that they apply for this award, and the Swift employee needs to be employed at Swift for 2 consecutive years. So
it looks like Jeff's showing us how to go to the website, where to apply, all the specifics, right? Requirements, or who's eligible. All right.
That's and right. We want as many people as we can get applied for this scholarship. So far, we've not had to turn anyone down that has.
Well, that's the great news. I think, and the big one is just shows you Swift and its culture and its family is how many people are on scholarship right now?
We have over 100 students right now.
So over 100 students that we're giving $2,500 a year to make sure we help with their schooling and educate the kids of our future. That's a great deal there. So, all right. Well, just let's take some random questions too. How much money donated goes back to the program or employees? Audrey, do you want to take this one?
Sure. So every dollar that is donated is also company matched, and everything is put right back into the programs of employee assistance, scholarships, community grants, and now our national partner charity with Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Excellent. And Renee, let's pick on you a little bit. What do we need to do to sustain the levels that we have right now?
Donating $1. $1 every paycheck.
Only $1? That's all you need from me?
That's all you need to do is $1. And for some people, they can't afford that, which we understand. So maybe donate a little bit extra, for that extra people, who can't do it. It's just $1, and Swift Transportation matches that, dollar for dollar. So it's like you're giving $2 instead of $1. So it's like a double donation. So that's all we're really asking for. We're hoping that you don't have to use it, and that's great if you never have to, but it's definitely helping someone who may come into one of those hardships and they really are needing it. So it's as simple as that.
So, I know for me I know for me it's I will I'll make sure that I'm not gonna get a Starbucks every day. Maybe I get it every other day, and then I can get some money over to the charities. That's how I think. I'm like, okay, I don't need Starbucks today.
It's really that simple.
We really could use some support. We used to be closer to 50% of our employees that contributed. We're down to 25%, and I don't know exactly why that is, but we really could use some support. I don't think it will hurt anyone to contribute $1. I contribute more than that because I think, and maybe this sounds pessimistic, but I think we probably won't ever get 100% of our employees to contribute. So I contribute my $1 a week, and then I help a couple of other people that probably won't contribute. So it doesn't have to be just $1. It can be a couple of dollars, but it doesn't have to be much more than that either. It's something that we don't want to create a hardship, but we don't want you to even feel it on your pay stub. It will show as $1, or whatever you're contributing. It'll show up on your pay stub. At the end of the year, it shows up on your W-2, so you can write that off as a charitable contribution. And like they said, the company matches that, and we could really use those contributions. We can be more generous in the components that we've already been involved in, and now with Children's Miracle Network, they can really use those funds. And so it's a great opportunity for people to, like Renee said, even if they don't think that they'll use those funds personally, just know this, that it stays in the Swift family and in our communities, and you will make a positive impact if you contribute, and you won't feel it. In fact,
since Whitney's cutting out her Starbucks every other day, Whitney, tell us how to donate, how we do this.
Well, it's really easy for drivers. They go to Macro 21 and they can manage their contribution there. It's automatic, and so it will. If you put in $1, it will take $1 out every week, and it'll go right through payroll, right into the Swift Charities account. You can, like I said, you can donate. There was one driver that wanted to contribute $100 a week, and it wouldn't go through, and so I told him, well, try 99, and he said, yeah, 99. So he contributed for a lot, like a year and a half or so, $99 a week to Swift Charities. But you can donate. I know for a fact now you can donate up to $99 a week. So we hope that you'll go to that Macro 21 and manage your contribution there. If you're a driver support personnel, you can go to our transmission page, and Swift Charities has some prime real estate in the upper right-hand corner of the transmission page, and you can not only manage your contribution there, but you can also see the links to apply for scholarship, for employee assistance, for the community grants, and there will be some Children's Miracle Network information on that as well.
And
So,
there's some stuff coming to the website, right? So even if it's not an employee, here in the near future, you could donate through the website. Or hey, if you just have that awesome grandma that's won the lottery and wants to donate, we could get with Jim Stone or folks, anybody in this call, and they can write a check too, right?
And we do want to encourage our ambassadors and our terminal leaders at each terminal to reach out in the community, find organizations in their community that need help, and rally their troops and work with Renee. Renee is a form stack expert, and she can put together a form, and they can contribute to Swift Charities, and those funds will be restricted to that organization. So there's all kinds of opportunities at the terminal level that they can take Audrey's example, and many of them are very, very active in their communities, but Audrey has been a prime example of how to reach out to community organizations and do at least quarterly, we do a drive, a fund, we raise funds, or we do a water drive or backpacks or something like that. And it's really, really, it's great. It's great for the employees' morale. It's great to help out in the community. I know those community organizations are thrilled, and they think Swift Transportation is amazing. And so it just is it's a great experience. So we want to encourage all our ambassadors and our terminal leaders to get involved in Swift Charities, and certainly in their communities, and with Children's Miracle Network volunteer opportunities. And when you contribute to Swift Charities, a portion of that helps. It just doesn't go to Children's Miracle Network into their general fund. We have a way, Whitney has convinced me that we have a way to figure out the percentage or the money that comes from each terminal, and that money, the portion that comes from Swift Charities, will directly be related to that. The contribution
to the local market,
Children's
Yep.
Hospital will be in direct relationship to their contributions. So be generous to Swift Charities and help us out.
All right. Well, with that, I don't see a lot of questions, but hey, Debbie Barrett says, "We love you, Jim Stone. You're the best." Yeah, Swift is the only company that I know of that has a type of internal charity like this. Lots of great comments. There are some comments about working here. We will make sure we respond to you on how to apply. Let's see, in the New Boston has done, New Boston Terminal has done so much for the community. So I would encourage everybody to go read through this. We'll get to the other folks that have questions about employment. We would love to have you as part of the Swift family. Otherwise, I think we're at a wrap kind of with, it's a great charity. We appreciate you. We appreciate everything you do. Thanks for our board members and Jim for joining us today. We plan on having more things like this in the future. You'll see us during Driver Appreciation Week and all those times. And a lot of other functions that I know Whitney and Jim and group are organizing. So I can't wait to be a part of that. So from Phoenix, Arizona, have a good day.